Previously, we have taken care of the matter in balancing the multicultural, multi-ethnicity through an agreement. That becomes law. So in the new order, the leader will plan for the new economic order. But that economic order have come to an end. So I'm bringing in this aspect of knowledge to you so that when you are in the enforcement, you can participate with the leader that we have now. If there are the good things, make sure it's not just policy for temporary. Make sure there is an agreement so that it'll be binding another. How many years was the new economic order starting in 1969? It's ending in year 2000, 2014, 15. Berapa tahun tu? 20 tahun, more or less. So another 20 years, we have to start calling ourselves multi-ethnic city. We have to start calling ourselves Bumi Putra, not race. Okay, right? Let's have a look at number 10. All right. Okay, these are Tun Razak ideology. Sometimes you will know the ideology has already ended. Jangan susah. All right, to start a new one. Of course, we are blessed that Tun Mahathir have a very clear perspective of life in this country. But they can assist, not lead. All right, whether lead or not, that is a different matter. But then they can assist. He have a good perspective of the future. All right, or you can have a good perspective. All right, they were trying to have an interfaith commission. All right, interfaith organization. If you like it, good. If you don't like it, then have something else. All right, but look at the word faith, bukan religion. Interfaith is wrongly understood. But then again, the leader must not be people from overseas. The leader must be you, the local, who understand. All right. Okay, kenapa? Because they don't live in the culture. You do. They don't face the ethnicity. We do. All right. So the leader cannot be. You can hear them, but you can't listen to them. All right. You know your people better. You know why you want to be called Bumi Putra instead of races. All right. Okay. Right. So you want to cope with this. Right. Can you see? Are we coping with situation of Linda Joy because they were not able to change their registered religion in the IC? All right. Okay. Certain things must be certain. If you want to allow that one to behave, then you must allow the Jabatan Pendaftaran to change its law. All right. If you does not allow, then leave it to that. All right. Okay. But you must be clear. All right. Certain things challenged by just one person, but it's almost caused a riot to those who support. Again, all right. Because this one person, the communication is widespread. Yours, the enforcement, the communication will not spread at all, right? The silent communication from the enforcement. No news is read. No cover-up is given, all right? No part of the newspaper. There always be a complaint in the newspaper, but they have never been admiration for the enforcement. So communication need to start, all right? Need to start now in order to place. How many times we see the news about all the firemen who were killed in the Tasik in order to save. Those were the hero divers, but we lost them. All right. Okay, it's only 1 day or two in a situation of the fireman who was killed. All right, and the cases come up to the AG for prosecution. All right, in that situation, what was that man called? Adib, if I'm not mistaken. All right, okay. We talk about all the distress that the newspaper. What about facing it good? The communication system. If we don't take lead today, it's difficult to enhance the enforcement, to enhance the future peace. Difficult for you to face public order because of the imbalance in the widespread of communication. All right. You have to start your own newspaper. Your hospital would have to start with your pamphlets. Achievement today, doctors save 300 lives. Doctor can cope with 270 kids who are COVID-19. Name of the doctors, 9 doctors are paying attention. Paste them, give them the pamphlets. Not the pamphlets that says Malaysia failed to look into the school. Malaysia failed to give a clean, clean mask to the school. Right? Can you see? And we ridicule people like, I'm not telling you that you should admire, but we ridicule people like Ustaz, Liu, all right, in giving, right? Because the heading was wrong. The heading should not be that he gives it charity. The heading should be that he able to assist the government to control COVID with his donation. Can you see? Heading. Communication. That's how we condone all the distressed. Heading that the police were able to, maintain peace. Right? The university able to still run courses. But we don't see the positive widespread of communication in order to encounter one and single challenge like Lina Joy in the public. Right? Start changing, start writing. All right, talk things over with your boss now. Start giving pamphlets. Of course, you have to check this, check that. We don't write in a dream, we write in reality. It's not difficult to say how many COVID in Shah Alam and how many have been. Who are the doctors in charge for the week, right? It's not to ridicule them, but to praise them. So you got to control the communication. Sometimes communication can be backfired and slapped you, right? So give the minimum to show the achievement, not give too much so that it will open for. So evaluate. When we write, we don't do it in rush. We have to give a little time, all right? Okay? So that is the complex. That is the complex, all right, level of that we are going to face, all right? Okay, so all this, all right, polishing up the public order, all right, and making your job able to be dispersed into the public or discharge your duty, all right, as an enforcement officer, all right, it will be definitely assisted with, all right, successfully law and order procedure. Kalau dia kata tak ada dekat dalam department procedure that says every week or there will be an education editor producing a pamphlet. It should be in the law to talk about the achievement. Complaint, put it in the record, all right? Okay, and deal with it. So the ability to deal with the complaint is the achievement. So start giving information, how good you have discharged your duty. That can be assisted with a procedure, with law. Director General, Minister who can make regulation. All right, that is on the higher part of the ministry. But on your department, if you are the one in charge, all right, start looking. You don't have to write 10 pages. You only want to write 1 pamphlet. And that is sanctioned by the head of your department. Chop dia. Kalau dekat UiTM, achievement, all right, every time we have achieved something, you are the WhatsApp group, kan? WhatsApp group to your patient, WhatsApp group to your gang, WhatsApp group to the public, and you can blast it out in a free notice that goes around yang boleh sampai 2,000 notice. Achievement today. All right. Okay. Kementerian have already ended the penjara cluster. The news says that. All right. Okay. Well done. But then the public who hear the news knows, but the public who doesn't hear the news doesn't know. Why don't we take advantage of the spread of information? MKN always kata, all right, wear SOP, kat rumah mesti ada jangka suhu, certain things. Why not take advantage of this blasting out of free information to say, this cluster have come to an end, and we thank those people who have assisted in ending the cluster in the penjara. Okay, isn't that achievement? Then the society will be good. All right, and then they end the cluster in Subang. Then you know you can go to Subang. They end the cluster in Gombak. Then you know, all right, okay, if it lifted, that area where your mom or your friend is free, right? But unless you listen to the news is good, right? The news is very good, but not everybody listen to the news at 5 o'clock or at midnight or lunchtime. We get flashes from our friend in our WhatsApp. My friend will always say, look, Ani, today it increased. And then they showed this, right? These are individuals. But what about from the office of those people who have to blast out your achievement? Okay, penat kan? Rasa macam you didn't do anything. But you have done quite a lot. Achievement is there. We can't stop it because, all right, of the nature of the virus. But we can condone it. We can condone it. All right. Now they find a new cluster from the school because the students are wearing old masks over and over. And you know, when I was teaching ILCAP, all right, a lot of those people who are 1 month in there will have a jerawat, gatal dekat muka ni because they pakai the same mask over and over. Some has ethnic on the nose kan, all right, okay, because they don't change it. All right, so that one thing need to be educated too, right? Achievement that you pack this and you send to dekat saya punya condo restaurant, you can take it for free. One person can take every day two. They offer that. Right? Okay, you do the same. You send bundles and bundles to school now. All right? Okay, that achievement. Spread out the good information. Okay, that is how you would want to improve and face multi-ethnicity challenges, all right, and all the matters that influence multicultural or multi-ethnicity. Right. Saya berhenti dekat sini. Okay, right? All right. Don't be scared when you are facing this. Don't be scared. Question like this, alamak. Okay, question ni panjang kan? There are the Malay part, there are the English part. All right, if you look into, based on the fact above, discuss the challenge faced by the government agency in upholding the government strategy and policy in dealing with desire to condone fake news and enhance public right, protect the people and strengthen government authority for peace and harmony situation in the country. That is the questions. Right? How are we going to do in relation to today? Right? You will make a suggestion. I'm sharing with you how to answer the questions, right? I'm sharing to you, you have to discuss the challenges. The challenges today is highlighted by the multi-ethnicity. So the first part, in order to answer this type of questions, is to discuss the challenges. All right. When you discuss the challenge, you will need to look into what caused the challenge, and then what have been understood in the history, and also all the dates that the challenge has materialized. That's the date of the riot and the ethnic emergency that have happened in Malaysia, and more that you know of. All right. Once you have done that, then you talk about your strategy and policy. Which agency are you from? Are you the police? Are you medical? Are you in the environment? Or are you simply just, talking about behavior of the enforcement agency? Pick one. Then you can be more specific. Right? What is the policy in your department to, all right, try to connect with the multicultural or multi-ethnicity? Sometimes you don't have to focus on that too much. You only have to look into how you discharge your duty strategy. All right. Okay. And then fake news. All right. You have to understand again the law, sorry, but not the law, the aspect of fake news. What does it damage? What does it support? What does it enhance the challenges that is faced by your enforcement agency? All right. Okay. Why it is called fake news? Sometimes you have to put the law that give a definition of the word fake news. Sometimes you don't have to. Fake news is understand that the news is fake. All right. Therefore, there are news that is not fake, that are true. All right. Okay. Try and discuss the fake news. If you are relying on the apa tu law, all right. Apa nama the law tu, communication, all right, and then mention about it. But if not, you don't have to give it in the legislation. Just give an example of what and how fake news will become a challenge that make it worse for the enforcement. All right. Barulah selepas you talk about, these are the marks. It's on the fact that you talk about the challenge and then you talk specifically about fake news as the challenge, right? You talk about your agency strategy and policy, all right? Okay, all must be related to, right? And then barulah you kata, you talk about how to enhance it. These are what you learn. All right, how to enhance it from what you read, from your experience, then you have completed, all right, the 30 marks. Boleh? Okay, so question more or less, in the future, in your exam, it's always like this. This is the July paper. Next week, I'll give you the August paper. ILCAP August, yeah? All right, and then after that, every time when we finished about 5 more minutes, we discussed on this. Unless, all right, you have a more serious discussion or you want a clarification. We can always start that when we start the class for a discussion, or you can stop me anytime, all right, to clarify on certain things, all right. Jadi, therefore, you are assisted every time. 5 minutes saja it takes. I gave you the answer, how the answer is expected from you. All right, so out of all this, all right, this one is just to share with you. There's no need to do the submission. All right, there's no need. In my next time, all right, we will discuss how your answer should be. You will write the answer and you will submit it as the answer to your test 1, test 2, or maybe there is test 3. Alright, okay, tengok dekat saya punya apa tu, weekly schedule or lesson plan. How many tests that you have, 2 or 3. Okay, all the time I'll guide you what you should write. But what you should write is your answers. So you know already. Sekarang ni I'm not going to test you and then not correct, because the possibility of me giving it back to you is challenged by the internet. Sometimes saya hantar tak dapat. Sometimes saya tak sempat nak hantar balik after I mark. That is why, alright, I take the past year exam, alright, I teach you how to jawab dia and what is expected in your answers and then give you back. You can do this training. Alright, okay, nampak tu, anti-fake news have already been given. Alright, every time when you face with the questions, the question is not to trick you. The question is to assist so that you be able to portray the best aspect of your understanding in your answers.